everybody. Welcome to CGTN's digital platform. I'm Silkina, Ahluwalia, CGTN's Indonesia correspondent. Today's a very exciting day. We are at one of the main stations in Jakarta for the Jakarta-Bandung high-speed railway. As you can see, it's still under construction. We're joined by Mr. Zhang Chao here, the finance director of Jakarta-Bandung Railway. Mr. Zhang Chao, thank you so much for being here with us.
My pleasure.
We are very, very excited for this. We know that a lot of the areas, of course, as you can see, is still under construction. For our viewers, can you just tell us what will this look like once it's done? This area.
This area, now the operation go, the COD time we focus next year. So our things should be done before COD. Right. And it maybe needs some power center and other support. So not only the construction.
Yeah. What has the progress been? Is it like, are you running into challenges? I'm sure with the pandemic, that must have been 2 years that a lot of the progress was stalled a little bit.
Yes, the challenge is huge.
Yeah.
In the past 2 years and almost nine months, the pandemic is serious.
Yeah.
And actually, we have defended the pandemic. At the same time, we cannot delay the construction. So at the Chinese word, two hands have to be hard. We have to push two.
Yeah, and how have you overcome some of these challenges and some of these unforeseen challenges that you've experienced?
First, we do the strict regulation for our team, include the KCAC joint venture company and HRCC, the contractor consortium, and all the contractors include the Indonesia side and the China side, and all the peoples, Chinese, Indonesia, have to be obey the regulation and make their healthy, the same time have capability to continue the work, the construction.
Yeah, and of course, you being the finance director, you know very well just how much economic opportunities a project like this will bring, right, to people in Jakarta and of course in Bandung. And we have 4 stops in between as well. Is it 4 stops?
4.
4, right? So can you talk to us a little bit about some of the economic opportunities that will be opened up from this project alone for people here in Indonesia?
If we review the past years, this project provided investment to Indonesia. But as we know, the economic principle, it will be a circle. It will push, promote the whole country, the economic development, and provide so many opportunities to work, especially for Indonesia side.
Right.
And they got the opportunity to work. They got the technology and promote their personal skill, and they have money to use for the family, for themselves.
Right.
It will be helpful for the economic development. Look forward, if after operation, the high-speed railway, this advanced transportation will make region economic. Yes, I think we will promote, because one person can live in Bandung but work in Jakarta. Every day they can come back to family, and this is only the opportunity for work. But for others, it will. You can check the experience and practice in China.
Okay. Yeah, so you're bringing that technology that obviously is already very forward in China, and you're bringing it here to Indonesia. And like you said, it's true. There are a lot of people that don't live in Jakarta city. They live outside. And now with the car from Jakarta to Bandung, it takes around what, like 3 hours if we're lucky?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So how do you think from the human aspect, how much do you think a project like this will help the people?
Pardon?
Yeah, so with a project like this, we have people that commute regularly from Jakarta to Bandung. How much do you think this will help the people?
Yes, the first advantage is we will save time. Actually, time is money. Save time is save money. It means you can earn more money.
Yeah.
The efficiency of the transportation is promoted, and the level of the living of the economic development will be promoted also.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Can you talk to us a little bit about that as well? The economic environment, the one that you just mentioned.
Such as please review the whole line of Jakarta Bandung High Speed Railway. We have 4 stations, and we will give the people opportunity to take the train to save time. And nearby each station, there will be some business development.
Yeah, I mean, this place will also have business development, because I saw the blueprint in the office, and this looks like it's going to be a very exciting stop. This is the main station in Jakarta.
Actually, we have the plan, but now focus construction to realize COD.
Right, of course. So, according to you, what is so amazing about this high-speed train? If you could describe it in your own words, how would you do that? What is so amazing about this high-speed railway? What is so special and unique about it?
How to describe it? I think it's adopt the Indonesia character for this high-speed rail, but the standard is the same to China. So our advantage of high-speed rail of China will be tested or experienced by Indonesia, and because the special design, such as you know the train, the EMU, the train, the color is similar to Indonesia national flag. And it will promote the feeling of local Indonesia, and some of the inside, the seat and the color, the design is Indonesia style also.
So you bring the culture as well.
Yes. So if you take the train of KCSE, KCGB project, you will see it's realize the one belt, one road initial, one key point. People to people bonds, right?
That is the most important thing.
We hope we can realize that.
Yeah, so it's more than just transforming the transportation industry, but it's actually changing people's lives.
Yes.
Right? You are changing people's lives. Like you said, we're saving more time, which means saving more money. That's important. And so this is really about the people, and it's not even about, politics or the railway itself, but it's really about making people's lives easier.
Yes, actually, transportation is one physical way to build a larger market. If the transportation infrastructure is not there, one small area will be one small market, but only bigger market can provide more opportunity and more faster development. So based on the transportation, connect different area, we build a region economic development.
Yeah, it's almost like its own little economic ecosystem in different areas of this project.
Should be patient.
Should
be patient, because any new items, we have hope to it, but we know follow that maybe some difficulties. We should show the difficulties.
Yeah. So what are some of your short-term development goals? What are you looking forward to in regards to this project in the next maybe 3 months, 6 months? We know that G20 is coming up next month, so any short-term goals leading up to the G20? Are we expecting you know, the presidents to ride the train?
Yes, within this year, we have our goal.
Yeah.
And actually, you know, from Bandung Sino Hydro project present, they already start the check lane already.
Yeah.
And I think different step, but the different step of connection is one whole system. We will try to realize the President Zuokewi asked the time of COD.
Yes. Are you expecting this train, because we know that President Joko Widodo said it's about 88% done. He said in a press statement yesterday, and he said that, you know, possibly early operations can begin in June 2023. Is that a goal that is achievable at this point?
I think we cannot just focus percent.
Okay.
Because we should focus the critical percent.
Yeah.
If 1% is critical, so you finished 99, but we cannot.
Yes.
So
that 1% is still very important.
Yeah, it's not only the add.
Of course.
1 to 2.
Yeah.
So now the key issue, all the action of us is focus the critical side, critical work.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much for your time, Mr. Zhang Chao. We really, really appreciate you sharing with us some of the progress with this. Of course, me as an Indonesian, we're very, very excited. And we're actually going to be taking you guys. Thank you so much, Mr. Zhang Chao, for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your report.
Thank you so much. We're actually going to be taking you guys downstairs as well to where the construction is being built. The station, this is the main station in Jakarta, and it's huge. We're going to be joined by another guest as well, and we're going to be talking about more of the human aspect of this. Like we mentioned earlier, you know, this is something that will change people's lives, and it's very monumental for people who regularly travel from Jakarta to Bandung. So we're going to be talking about the human aspect as well. As you can see, as Mr. Zhang Chao said, even though Indonesia's president said only 88% of this has been done, there's still a long, long way to go. So this will be, when we saw in the blueprint, this is really where the main hub will be. This is where people will catch the train. There's going to be a lot of restaurants. There's going to be a lot of shops. And that's where the economic aspect comes in, I suppose. We're just making our way down very slowly because we want to make sure, because everything is still under construction. Mr. Aditya, thank you so much for joining us on this live.
Thanks,
Mr. Aditya Laksana is from the Transport Railway
Indonesia
Forum.
Yes, Indonesia Transportation Society.
Yes. The chairman, right?
For Railway Transport Forum, yes.
Mr. Aditya, talk to us about truly how something like this will actually change people's lives. It's very easy to say stuff like that, right? But concretely, how will this project change the lives of people?
Okay, thanks, Mbak Silkina. It's very interesting to discuss about the Indonesia-China high-speed railway because it's something new in Indonesia railways development. But I think, in my opinion, the presence of the high-speed railway in Indonesia not only change the impact, not only bring the impact and benefit to the transportation sector, but but also to impact to the development of the Indonesian railways and the Indonesian people or society, and also for the technology aspect and also the economic point of view. So there is a border impact and benefit from this, from this operation of the high-speed railway. For example, if this the operation of high-speed railway in Indonesia, Jakarta, Bandung in next year, hopefully in next year, is a significant and important milestone for the development of railways in Indonesia. Why? Because it means that Indonesia will enter the era of the application of the railway technology, high-speed railway technology. put the one note that Indonesia is the first country in Southeast Asia region, and
That's
maybe also the first country among the other countries located in the south part of the earth that operates the high-speed railway. So this is the very significant improvement, very significant achievement. So it will improve the credibility and image of the Indonesian railways. This is the one thing. But the second one, I think it's also give the benefit to the Indonesian people, Indonesian society, especially for the public transport users.
Yeah.
Why? Because the high-speed railway will provide some more values for the transportation services compared to the other transportation mode. Such, let's say, the high-speed railway will provide the high level of safety, high level of punctuality, the short travel time, and then maybe the premium level of convenience. So it will bring the many benefits to the Indonesian people, to the transportation public user, and so many people, especially the commuters for the Jakarta-Bandung. And maybe Mbak Silkina maybe know that the typical transport problem in Indonesia, there are typical problem is traffic jam.
Oh, yes.
And then the second is maybe uncertain time of travel. And then lastly, maybe the less level of the safety of road transport. So I hope with the presence of the high-speed railway will change and then will give the additional benefit to the more choice and more alternate intercity train for the commuters of Jakarta-Bandung.
Yeah, it seems like also in the past decade, it's been, you know, a lot of advances in Indonesia's transportation industry as well. I mean, we have the LRT that's just right there. We just got the MRT in 2019, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah, so we also know that this high-speed train will also be working with the local trains.
Yes.
So how do you think, does that solve a lot of Indonesia's transportation problems right away? Does a project like this solve the problem easily, or does it create more problems?
Yeah. Basically, I hope that the operation of the high-speed railway can provide a more choice, more alternate intercity transportation for the people, so they will get more competitive advantage compared to the other transportation modes. As I said before, the people in Indonesia, the commuters of Jakarta-Bandung can get the better quality of the transportation system between Jakarta and Bandung, more shorter of time travel, and then higher level of convenience, higher level of punctuality, and higher level of safety. So the important point is it depends on the two keywords, Mbak Silkina. What is the first one is the connectivity, and the second one is the affordability. So the management of the high-speed train, high-speed railway, has to ensure that there is a good connectivity and a good intermodal integration to the other transportation mode, and also the ticket is affordable. It is important.
That is very important. And when we talk about how this technology is still new over here, and if something like this works, like Jakarta to Bandung, which, as you know, we were talking about off camera as well, it's about 140 kilometers between Jakarta and Bandung. Do you think, did I get that right? 140 kilometers?
Yes.
Okay.
That's right.
Do you think that they would add more stops, you know, to other big cities? For example, Jakarta to Surabaya, the second biggest city, to Medan, the third biggest city. Do you think that's something that's feasible down the line if this technology works, when the technology works, when we're a little bit more, we've adapted to it?
Yes, Mbak Silkina, it's an important point for the maintain the sustainability of this high-speed railway, because actually it is not efficient and it is not optimal to operate high-speed railway in the short range of distance. For example, Jakarta-Bandung, you're right, Jakarta-Bandung, the distance is about 140 kilometers. Actually, it's not efficient to operate this high-speed railway for the short distance like this, because it's difficult for the high-speed train to reach the maximum speed at the maybe 350 kilometers per hour with 4 stations, so it's not optimum speed. So, and then the other point is the expectation to create the economic growth and open the new economic region. I think it's less than optimal if the coverage area is relatively limited. So in my opinion, to maintain the sustainability of high-speed railway, the line or the network of the high-speed railway should be extended more and more.
Right.
The better choice, I
well,
think.
This is a good start, though, right?
Yeah. This is the part. This is the beginning part. It's okay.
Yes.
But I think it should be extended. In my opinion, the better choice is connecting the Jakarta and Surabaya. Why?
Right. Two big cities.
Yeah. Why? Because Jakarta and Surabaya is the two important cities, main cities in Indonesia and also in Java Island. And the distance is about more than 700 kilometers. So I think it's more efficient to operate high-speed railway in connecting to Jakarta to Surabaya. And I think also the creating of the economic growth can be more optimized,
of course,
Silkina, because it can grow the economy at many urban cities between Jakarta and Surabaya, such as Cirebon, Pekalongan, Tegal, and Semarang. I think that.
Yeah, so Semarang and like Jogja is before Surabaya, right? So then it would also help the, I guess, not only connectivity, but like you said, these urban areas get their economic benefits.
That's right.
Yeah, so that's very exciting. It seems like Indonesia is definitely heading into the right direction with their transport industry. Would you say that?
I think Indonesia keep on the right track to develop and to sustain the sustainability of the railways. And I think high-speed railway is the part of Indonesia to enter the new era of the application of the high-speed railway technology. And I think if under the condition, if the knowledge transfer of knowledge and then also the transfer of technology from the China to Indonesia is running well and smooth, so it's enable the Indonesian railwaymen, the Indonesian railway crew operator to improve their capacity, their capability, their knowledge, and their skill to operate the high-speed train. So it means that Indonesia is ready to develop and to expand the high-speed railway operation in the future.
Yeah, and you mentioned about affordability as well, right? Why, for our viewers that are not in Indonesia, why is that important? Why is affordability important for something like this?
It's largely depend on the ability to pay and the willingness to pay from some people in Indonesia. Yeah, they will compare to other transportation modes.
Yeah, because we have a bus.
Yeah, such a bus. For Jakarta, Bandung, for example, they will compete with travel and then bus, public bus, and then also the private car, because toll based on the toll road, it will shorten time travel also.
There are already options.
Yeah, so I think the management of the high-speed train also should ensure that the affordable ticket is really important.
Yes, of course. That is, I guess that would be the main driver to how successful this high-speed train is. Yeah, but I would think that is something that, they would think about after everything is done.
Yes.
As you can see, the construction is still happening next to us, but
still in progress.
Yeah, but I think it would be very exciting to see this happening because the station looks huge. And there seems to be a lot of opportunities, economic opportunities here as well.
Yes, I think there is an opportunity related to the economic growth because in this area, the management can build namely transit-oriented development, TOD. So the station can be connecting to the LRT station in there, and then also
this is the bridge that we're seeing,
the bridge, interconnection bridge, and maybe they can build more like the apartment and commercial area and something like that to give more values of the high-speed train existence in Jakarta.
Right. Okay, Mr. Aditya, thank you so much.
Thank you so much also
for your time. We really appreciate it. Although this still looks like this where I am, but we hope that in the next year, at least, it could look a little bit better.
Hopefully in the next year.
2023, we have hope.
In the mid of 2023.
Yes. According to President Joko Widodo, June 2023, it could be operational.
Yes.
The early operation. So we'll see what it looks like in June 2023.
Okay.
But we do have hope. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. This is, of course, as we were talking about, it will change people's lives. And this is the first high-speed railway in Southeast Asia. So it's a monumental progress for Indonesia's transportation industry. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you to Mr. Aditya.
Thank you so
to
much.
Mr. Zhang Chao. And I'll see you guys next time.
For more than 4 years, Biden wakes up early and goes straight to work that he loves. Today he is at a cast yard, welding together rods of steel, forming the building blocks and laying the foundation for what is set to become Indonesia's biggest infrastructure project. Little does he know of the impact that it will have on the future of his country.
I'm so proud. When this project is finished, it's going to make us move around faster from Bandung to Jakarta, since it only takes 30 minutes and we can avoid any traffic.
Because traffic is unavoidable in Jakarta. The city, a web of clogged roads, is notorious for being among the most congested in the world. Gridlocked streets that resemble massive parking lots, commuters find themselves stranded for hours in buses, cars, motorcycles each day. A metropolis home to more than 20 million, but an infrastructure that is not designed to handle a population of this size. But on the horizon is there glimmer of hope.
And hopefully that the mobility with the vehicle can shift to the mass transportation. It means that the existence of this high-speed train will be able to facilitate the mobility and connectivity itself, but also to become a competitive advantage for our country to compete with other countries.
A 150-kilometer high-speed railway built by China, the first in the country, the fastest in southern Asia. An $8 billion infrastructure project that will link Jakarta to Bandung, Indonesia's third-largest city, where constant traffic means the trip that would otherwise take more than 4 hours will be reduced to less than 40 minutes.
More than 80% of the people working on the construction of this railway are local Indonesians. Here, they are well on their way to finishing the last of 13 tunnels. And when this entire project is complete, it will mark a pivotal turning point in the modernization of Indonesia's transportation system.
The possibilities are endless. Improving transportation infrastructure can inject enormous momentum for the growth of many industries, paving the way for economic and social development and create jobs.
A really win-win cooperation on the way to the prosperity together. The high-speed railway operation will start middle of 2023. I have that confidence.
High-speed rail in Indonesia has been a dream for long enough, a dream that is getting closer within reach. Lucita Saugao, CGTN, Bandung, Indonesia.
I'm Robert Nagila at the Luban Workshop at Machakos University, about 50 kilometers from Kenya's capital, Nairobi. Now, the Luban Workshop is a collaborative effort between China and Kenya in the education sector. Now, the university has been gracious enough to allow us into one of the Luban workshops and into one of the classes that's ongoing at this particular moment. And I'm joined by one of the lecturers here. I'll start with your name.
My name is Watson Kanuko. I'm a lecturer in the School of Engineering, Department of Computing and Information Technology, where this workshop is hosted. And
Watson, perhaps for the sake of our viewers, could you just give us a bit of a background of how the Luban Workshop came into being here at Machakos University?
Now, the Luban Workshop came to being as a result of collaboration between Machakos University and Tianjin City Vocational College. Of course, it was facilitated by the Ministry of Education, and the equipment was applied by Huawei, and I think courtesy of the sponsor, and that's how it came to be.
Okay, and can you just tell us what particular class do you take here? I can see that you've got students behind you at this particular moment, really busy in some of their work. What class do you take?
Now, we have two types of programs in the university. We have the short courses and the long courses. The long courses are bachelor's programs, and the class I'm handling now is a bachelor's class, actually year 2, in a program called Cloud Computing and Information Security. It was created to address the challenges that are existing today and the gap which was there in matters of computer security and the emerging trends in the computing ecosystem.
Now, as I was coming to you, I noticed as well that there's a gadget here with blue and red lights blinking behind. Perhaps, can you just explain to us what this does and what this is all about?
Now, this gadget is an experiment box. It is about Internet of Things. So it is a test bed whereby it is used for two things. It is used for class experiments, and it is used for research. So for the experiments, when somebody or a student conceives an idea about Internet of Things, they're able to simulate that idea in this particular experiment box, out of which now, when they get their result, they can determine and plan how to implement it in the field or in the industry.
Perhaps, I'm just going to put you on the spot. What sort of ideas, for example, would one come up with?
Now, we are looking at, for example, in the agriculture sector, we are now going through a very tough time where global warming and so many things are not predictable today. And therefore, by using this technology, we are able to utilize the resources that we have to the maximum. For example, issues about irrigation. You can use Internet of Things to really regulate the limited amount of water that we have, to have it done in a very coordinated way, in a collaborative way, especially when you have expansive pieces of land. So with that kind of idea, can be simulated in this particular box. And then once you're convinced and you've come up with the design properly, then the implementation becomes very easy.
Could you just tell us just how important is the Luban Workshop in some of these solutions that you're coming with to tackle some of the challenges out there today, like you're talking about in the agricultural sector, food security, climate change? Just how important are the skills and the role played by the Luban Workshop here?
The Luban Workshop intends to impart practical skills to students on how to solve the real-world challenges. So what we deliver here are actually hands-on skills on matters to do with the Internet of Things, blockchain technology, cloud computing, big data, and the like, because that is what is now driving the current industrial revolution, which we are calling Industry 4.0. So those skills, when we impart them to our students, we believe they're able to come up with innovations which are going to change the world in so many ways and to address the existing challenges both in the country and globally.
And which brings me to the next point. Just how important is this collaborative effort between China and Kenya especially in the education sector, when it comes to things like the Luban Workshop. How important is that partnership?
The partnership is so important because of two things. One, the issue of equipment. They are not very cheap, they're quite expensive. So with the collaboration, we've been able to get support in terms of infrastructure, in terms of equipment, and more so in terms of the technology transfer. We have had several trainings with our collaborators to transfer that knowledge into us so that we can pass it to our students so that they can add value to the economy and to the country.
And how many students in total do you have in your classes, though?
The program started last year, so right now our class has 33 students. Those who are second years, and in first year we have a bigger number than that.
And what sort of time frame are we talking about before they graduate?
It's a bachelor's program, so it's going to take 4 years, and therefore we expect that by that time they'll have acquired enough knowledge to be creative enough and to change the country and the economy.
So basically what we're looking at here is among the first lot in this program. When they go out there, what is it that you're expecting them? What sort of fields do you expect them to get into, and what sort of roles do you expect them to play within in the country, the economy at large?
Now, we're talking about Industry 4.0, whereby there are the enabling technologies behind it. There are quite a range of applications in every sector in the economy. Like, for example, you're talking about Internet of Things. It has application virtually all over, in the medical field, in agriculture, in education, in communication, in automobiles, and all that. So we expect them to work virtually all over because the skills are enabling enough. They only need to have that ability to innovate. So it's a matter of them making a choice. Where do they feel like they are biased on? And therefore, with that, we expect to find them in every industry.
Okay, I'll let you get on with it. We'll come back to you in a short while. But just from his explanation there, that gives you a really good idea of just how important the Luban Workshop is and the role it's playing in the Kenyan society today, especially in the education sector. Some of the things that they're learning here will go a long way to helping this country solve some of the challenges it faces, especially in solving food security. We know that there's a drought at this particular moment in Kenya that is devastating a huge section of the population here. So I'm just going to move with the camera here. We want to talk to one of the students. We'll be careful, watch that cable there. And Internet of Things, that's something that you're going to hear about a lot today. Thank you very much for taking the time to talk to us. We do apologize for the interruption. I'll start with your name first.
Ian Omwenga, the class representative for Cloud.
You're the class representative. Ian, can you tell us what is it you're working on at the moment? I can see the same gadget, Internet of Things, here as well. I can see you're busy on your phone, and so is your colleague. What is it you're working on here today?
We're working on a project whereby we are trying to use the Internet of Things, the components, the ZigBee, trying to, in a project for irrigation. You know, you'll find that farming here is not quite, I could say, developed as it's supposed to be. So this is a project where we are creating a smart greenhouse in all the things to do with irrigation. Yeah.
A smart greenhouse. And what does that involve? Is it going to be, are we talking about smart technology? It's going to be automated. What are we talking about here?
Yeah, it's going to be automated fully. No, it's going to be of minimal supervision. All things done by the computer, done by the Internet of Things through the internet.
And ostensibly, this is something that you can do remotely as well, control it remotely.
Yes, from anywhere from where you are, as long as you are connected to the internet, you can be able to look at your greenhouse. You can be able to look at your, let's say, from your home appliances, domestic appliances, anywhere from the world, as long as you are connected from the internet through the cloud.
Amazing stuff, really. What made you decide to take this particular course at the Luban Workshop, and why the Luban Workshop specifically?
You know, the real value of technology is not what it's made, but what it does. The cloud technology gives us the opportunity to furthermore our ideas, to the immense opportunities that come with cloud computing are so vast, so a wide variety of them. Makes it more efficient to how we run our daily lives, improve our daily lives.
Okay. Yeah. So you're basically saying that because of the course, the equipment, the technology that was here at the Luban workshop is one of the things why you decided you wanted to do the course here?
I mean, apart from the passion of it and the kind of technology that comes with it, the equipments, all of the things that you have to do with it, I mean, yeah.
So you're a second year now. Can you just take us through your first year up until this point? And are you enjoying what you're doing? You've talked about passion, so you definitely are. But just take us briefly through your first year here.
Okay, our first year here, we had done our theory. Most of it was theory, being introduced to how cloud computing works, to the components that build up to cloud computing, virtualization, how the virtual machines work, how the RAMs, the CPUs, all of them, how they are virtualized. You know, up to that point, from where we have reached, we can now be able to set up some little bit of server, not all of it, but a little of it. But we continue learning. Okay. Yeah.
And at the end of your course here, once you get your degree, what are you hoping to go and do out there?
We are hoping to transform the world to a larger scale, to which no human has conceived of. Yeah.
Okay. And so how important is the Luban Workshop in getting you to achieve your dreams, to transform the world, as you say?
Yeah, as you can see the Luban Workshop, this is the only workshop that has such kind of equipment in this country. And having this opportunity to deal with the equipments all over here, they are top-notch, top of the art state equipments, gives us the opportunity to learn in a more advanced setup, more advanced environment.
Thank you very much, Ian. I'll let you get on to it. So that was Ian. You've just heard from Ian, just telling us how important Luban University has been towards getting him and his colleagues here to achieve their dreams. Number one, the equipment that you're seeing here at the Luban Workshop is second to none. Basically, as he said, you can't find this anywhere else in any other universities. It's one of the reasons why you've got them doing what they're doing over here. So I'll just come back to the lecturer. Yes. So looking ahead, this workshop established 2019, December 2019, and it just seems to be gathering pace from strength to strength. Where do you see the Luban Workshop in the next few years?
I'm seeing growth in the sector, especially in the ICT sector, and I'm seeing the Luban Workshop being an enabler to that particular kind of growth. Because we're looking at young people who we are now complaining, okay, it's not a complaint, you really have a real challenge of unemployment. So we're looking at the Luban Workshop equipping young people with skills, and the young people utilizing and converting those skills into jobs, whereby they can innovate and create ideas, and out of it, solve the problem in the society and uplift themselves in various ways.
Well, thank you very much. I'll just take a small walk around just to give our viewers an idea of what else is going on around the workshop itself. We've got students in various clusters all around us. And hi, good morning. Just sorry to interrupt you, just very briefly. For the sake of our viewers, can you just tell us what you're working on?
We are working on smart devices, IoT smart devices, such as Wi-Fi, ZigBee, Bluetooth, which you can use to develop a smart project.
Okay, okay. I'll let you get on with it. Thank you very much. And we've got another group on this side as well. Let's just see if we can get somebody to say one or two things to us. Morning, gentlemen. Apologies for the interruption. Just very quickly, introduce yourself.
My name is Frederick.
Frederick.
My name is Nehemiah. I'm Eldadi.
Okay, can you just tell us what you're working on at the moment?
We are working on how to use Zigbee, as you can see over here.
Okay.
Yes.
And what does this do?
This Zigbee can be used, for instance, when you are preparing traffic lights.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So there's a lot happening in the workshop. There's different projects ongoing that the students are working on. I'm just going to come onto this side and talk to the gentleman over here. Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay. Introduce yourselves really, really quickly.
I'm Charles Udiambo.
Charles?
I'm a single Paul.
I'm Philip Kenya.
Okay. Perhaps let me start with Philip because he's the more colorful one here. Philip, can you just tell our viewers, what are you working on at the moment?
At the moment, we are trying to do some experiments, like we're trying to connect some devices here to try to make some simple Wi-Fi using the Arduino and basically the equipment kits.
Understood. And is that why it's connected to your phone as well? Yeah. Okay.
We are trying to connect the phone and the Bluetooth here. We are trying to connect, like we are trying to see whether it's working. So after we connect the Wi-Fi, we are trying to connect the phone and see whether it's really working.
If you can get an access.
Appreciate it. So yes, you've got students working on various projects, different diverse projects, all related to the digital space. And as we go back to the lecturer, just very quickly before we let you get on with your class, this Internet of Things, just talking to a few of the students here, and from what we gather, this Internet of Things is basically the magic box. You've got the class rep working on an irrigation project, automated greenhouses. We've got somebody on the other side, one of your students, working on integrating traffic systems. On the other side, working on coming up with a different source of Wi-Fi. This really appears to be the magic of things.
Yeah, it is. So what you're doing here, we are just simulating the thought process so that students can think through and come up with various innovations to solve real-world problems. Because right now, Internet of Things is the in thing, whereby we are living in the 4.0 industrial revolution, whereby we are talking about cyber-physical systems, whereby different objects are able to communicate with each other to facilitate production process. So it is the in thing. We're going to equip our students with the same knowledge, and we're very sure we are going to transform the country.
Okay. And what other courses are offered at the Luban Workshop for those who are interested out there, especially those locally here in Kenya who are watching? What other courses are offered?
We have short courses which are offered in a number of weeks, and they cut across all these technologies. We have courses on networking, courses on cloud computing, courses on Internet of Things, on big data and such. So all these, we have two modes. We have the long-term courses for degree and diploma, and then we have the short courses for those who just want to acquaint themselves with the latest technologies in specific areas. So they're all available.
And I mean, I've seen some very enhanced equipment technologies here in use for the courses that the Luban Workshop is providing to the students here. How does it work? Do you keep upgrading? I know that this collaborative partnership between China and Kenya, yes. We've had President Xi Jinping talking about it, which really translates in various forms. Now, in the education sector, especially here with the Luban Workshop, do you keep upgrading this? We know that we have people-to-people exchanges. We know that technology is also a part of this partnership. Do we get experts coming in from China, or educational experts? How does it work? Can you just talk us through that?
Yeah, as you know, IT is a very dynamic field, especially in this particular age and time. So technologies which come up every day become obsolete after a very short time. So our partners collaborate with us, and we constantly keep reviewing and seeing what is new in the market so that we can bring it on board and teach it to our students. And that is why the collaboration is live, and it is continuous, and we receive a lot of support from our collaborators.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. Now, incidentally, for a lot of our viewers, especially for those who may not know, but the Luban Workshop is named after Luban. Now, Luban himself was a master carpenter, an expert in his field, in fact, well known in China, and this is the result of that. The workshop itself named after him because of his expertise. He was brilliant at his work, and that brilliance really is what we see here being translated. And I cannot understate enough how important this partnership between China and Kenya is. Like I said, it comes in various forms, in various sectors. This particular one is in the education sector, and these students, the ones you're seeing behind me, who are working on various projects within the digital space at all, are learning as a result of that partnership. So I cannot understate how important it is to some of the things they're doing. And once they're done here, hopefully, their hope is that they'll be able to go out there and help to solve some of the challenges Kenya faces, not just Kenya, but the entire Africa. This is not the only Luban workshop in Africa. There are various Luban workshops in Africa. This particular one focuses on the ICT sector itself. This technology that these students are employing, that the lecturers are teaching the students, are employing in various fields to come up with solutions to various challenges, is very important to tackling some of the continent's problems, some of the continent's challenges like food security, for example. I talked about this drought that Kenya is facing at this particular moment, but it also goes to solving other challenges within the agricultural sector, for example, all relating towards food security. So it is very, very, very important in some of the stuff that we do. And students here are very lucky because of that partnership, because they get to work with some of the latest technologies in various fields. These technologies would not have been possible if not for that partnership and collaboration. And that's why the role that the Luban Workshop is playing at this particular moment is very, very important. So I'm Robert Nagila here at the Luban Workshop at the Machakos University, not very far from the capital, Nairobi, just bringing to you a bit of what is going on here, what goes on here on a daily basis, and the important role that the Luban Workshop is playing in not just the education sector, but in helping to solve some of this country's challenges, and on the larger scale, some of the continent's challenges as well. So I'll hand it back to you, and thank you very much for joining us.